Welcome to another webinar. We will speak today about very interesting topic for real estate business, and that is how real estate agent is born. Do you have to be born to be real estate agent or broker, or you can be educated? Many people think so far that if you would like to do a trade and to be a salesperson, you will have to be born for that. But how that comes that some surgery doctors are educated to become in that business? How engineers are educated to become in that business? And even art people playing violin, piano, or whatever, they are educated to become and doing that business. Can real estate agents be educated to become successful real estate agents? Our association, National Association of Realtors, understood very long time ago that education is very important. So already in 1923 year, Real Estate National Association of Realtors created a library for books, to have a books where education and knowledge about real estate business is collected, as the people and members of that association could educate themselves, have more knowledge, helping be able to help to their customers and clients on the better way. And I'm just showing to you the National Association of Realtors library. That how does it look a few years ago when I visited this library, and I was happy to see how many books about real estate are there. Through these years, nearly 100 years of development of our association, the National Association of Realtors are collecting and keeping the books as to be about real estate business, as to be available to our members and to become more successful in their business. I was happy to be in this library, to see what books are already there and how do they promote the knowledge and value of our industry. Of course, in this library, it is one of the most important document, let's say, and that is the first code of ethics, which I have in my hands on this picture, and it is keeping in the National Association of Realtors. So if somebody would like to learn more about real estate business, this is one of the best places to do it. And after many years, National Association of Realtors created the affiliated organizations that are taking care about the knowledge, some specific and particular knowledge about our industry, and how to bring to our members that specific knowledge, helping them to become successful real estate agents. But there are different organizations that are particularly specialized for some part of our knowledge, like Real Estate Land Association, like CCIM for commercial real estate industry, or like REBI, organization that is dealing with real estate buyers accredited knowledge. And Real Estate Business Institute is one of them. Today, my guests are the leaders of Real Estate Business Institute, and these are Ginny Sheep, the CEO of Real Estate Business Institute, and Maria Cardenas, the president of Real Estate Business Institute. We will speak together about what knowledge and designation and certification this organization is bringing to us, and to learn more about designation, certification, and the value we get with earning that. Hello, Maria. Hello, Ginny.
Hello, Savita.
Hello.
Thank you very much for accepting my invitation. and helping me to present the value of knowledge and designation and certification to our industry, as together we could help to our colleagues to improve their business and knowledge and skills in this industry. Thank you for being the part of this.
Excellent. Thank you for inviting us.
Well, naturally, we would like at first to know about Real Estate Business Institute as one of the organizations, how you created Business Institute and what designation certification you offer to us. So please, now we are listening. What will you tell us as to help to learn more about that?
Terrific. I'm going to share my screen here, and it'll help if you have... everybody can see the screen there?
Yes.
Okay,
right.
perfect. So to begin with, I think to put in perspective about the organization, whoops, I'm looking at one screen and you're looking at another. Okay. It's helpful to...
If you put it like slideshow, now we see the other slides.
Yeah. Hang on, it's just going on it's going on the wrong monitor for me, so hang on.
Yeah.
I've got two monitors and it's putting it on the other one. There we go. Sorry about that. All right, now you see it?
Yeah, I see it the same way. It's all right, but
there you go. That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to do it this way. Otherwise, it's going to publish on the other screen.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so I think a little background on REBI would be helpful to give you a bit of a perspective of our global reach. We're an affiliate organization, as Slavisa mentioned, of the National Association of Realtors. So even though we are separately incorporated, we are part of NAR, the NAR family. We currently have a membership that spans 31,561 members across the globe. And about 7% of those members right now are global members. So a little over 2,000, but growing every day as our education expands into other countries outside of North America. And that is a strategic priority for REBI as well, to expand our global footprint and to help our colleagues in other countries. So a little bit about who we actually are. I'm not going to cover this in great detail, but we've actually been around since 1968. So the CRB designation is one of the oldest designations within the Realtor family. In the United States, we are incorporated as what we call a 501c6 organization, which essentially means that we are a not-for-profit association. Our staff is 6 full-time staff members, which for 31,000 members doesn't seem like very much, but we have a very strong volunteer pool. We have 72 volunteers that serve on 5 different committees that REBI has. The committees that we have, we are governed by a board of directors. Those are all volunteers. Our executive committee, which is the officers of our organization. And then we have a leadership development and nominating committee, which is the group that interviews and makes recommendations for new board members and officers. We have our member engagement committee, which is focused on just what it says, engaging our members, looking at new resources and benefits that we can provide. And then brand new this year, we formed a global alliances committee to really look at services that we're providing to our global partners, how we can bring on additional global partners and bring our education to more countries across the globe. We have a learning experiences committee, which focuses on our credentialing programs, the courses, keeping the material in those courses updated, and any new education that we can bring forward to help realtors. And then finally, our strategic thinking committee, which focuses on making sure that we're delivering on the strategic priorities that our organization has identified and making sure that we stay on top of trends that are happening in the industry as we, every 2 years, look at updating our strategic plan as an organization. I'm going to let Maria now tell you a little bit about some of our global partners and our credentialing programs for REBI. Maria?
Thank you, Jenny. And again, I'm Maria Cardenas. I'm the VP of Professional Development for REBI. So I'm very happy to be here with you all today. So as you can see from the slide here, these are some of the countries and the partners around the world that we work with. We're very proud of our relationships that we have built with all of these organizations and within all of these countries. And obviously Slavisa is one of them, as we have worked with him before on bringing programs to Serbia. So Romania is a huge partner. Dubai has worked with us for many years on our CRB courses. And again, Serbia, Poland, we're in the process of working with them to bring one of our courses over there sometime this year. Italy has signed on for a variety of our courses, and that's going very strong. Russia is another one. We're working with them to bring our SRS course. We have delivered for Ukraine, and for Panama, we're working also with other countries within Latin America to bring our SRS and our ENE courses there. And we work with Canada numerous times throughout each year on our SRS, CRB, and RENE programs. So our portfolio consists of the following. Like Ginny said, the CRB designation is one of the oldest in the Realtor family, and it was established in 1968. So that is how we started. We started being known as the CRB Council. And then in 2014, when we acquired the SRS designation, excuse me, we started growing even more. And then the following year, we developed the CRETS certification for teams in the industry. And then in 2016, we developed the real estate negotiation certification. So the CRB curriculum consists of 9 courses. They're all one-day courses on, excuse me, business planning, profitability, exit strategies for brokerage owners. There's HR solutions, that's human resources solutions, then generational business practices, leadership, management, recruiting, compensation, and we have actually one of the compensation course is going to be held virtually in next week, I believe we're offering it. And the firm rules, which are about company policies. And these are all available in the classroom, live, virtual, and online. So the SRS that we mentioned that we have had in Serbia very successfully a couple of times. We have that a version for the Canadian market. We have it in Spanish. It will be translated into Italian. Slavisa translated into Serbian, and it is translated into Ukrainian as well. And again, that's a 2-day course, which is available classroom, live, virtual, and online. And all of our courses, by the way, are available classroom, live, virtual, and online, with the exception of, excuse me, the RENE course. But we are rolling out the new version of the RENE course, and we expect for that to be available live virtual as well. And that one is also another 2-day course, and we have it in Spanish, Italian, and we hope to have it in Serbian if we can work with Slavisa to translate that and bring that to you all pretty soon. And then we have our Teams courses. This is for teams within an office that are created. This consists of 4 courses. For the credential, you only need to take 3. And those, again, are available classroom, live, virtual, and online. And those are one-day courses each.
Great, thank you, Maria. I'll let you get a glass of water there.
Thank
Now I'm just going to spend a couple minutes to explain the requirements to earn these designations and certifications for our global members. So REBI several years ago created a special membership category that we call GEM members, which means Global Electronic Members, since obviously the majority of our global designees and students are accessing many of their benefits electronically, since obviously distance kind of separates us for other things. So REBI has two designations, the CRB and the SRS, and two certifications, which is the RENE and CRETS. Briefly, the best way to think about the difference between a designation and a certification is that with designations, you're essentially renting the letters. There is an annual renewal fee, except for our global members, which I'll get into, because there are benefits and services provided to those members, those designees, throughout the year. So there's additional services for you. With certifications, you essentially buy the letters. There's a one-time certification fee, and you download your certificate, you add those letters to your name, but there are no additional benefits or services provided to certifications throughout the year. But what we did with our global members, recognizing that there are differences from our North American-based members, is we modified, with the approval of our board of directors, the fees that our global members pay. So for global requirements, in order to earn a designation or a certification for any realtor in the United States, it is a requirement that they are a member of NAR. So you cannot earn a certification or designation in the US unless you are first an NAR member. So likewise, for our global members, it's required through NAR that global members are IRM members, International Realtors of NAR, and that our courses are only delivered through those organizations that have a bilateral agreement with the National Association. And that's a big benefit for all of you, because it ensures that the quality of education that you're receiving is from a reputable partner who is approved and has a relationship with the National Association of Realtors. The same requirements in terms of coursework also apply to global members. I'm going to briefly review those requirements for you, and toward the end of the presentation, you'll see that all of these requirements are again reiterated on our website for you. To earn the CRB designation, it's essentially 4 steps. Out of the 9 CRB courses that Maria just reviewed with you, you can choose any 3 that you feel best meet your needs in terms of professional development. The CRB curriculum encompasses the core competencies of what a broker, owner, or manager, the skill set that they should have. You pick the 3 that meet your professional development needs. So you'll need to complete 3 courses to start out with. Then there is 2 experience electives that are required. Those experience electives are not complicated. If you have other designations within the realtor family, we recognize those. If you have a certain number of years of management experience, that could be managing an office, managing a personal assistant, managing a team, that will also count as your experience elective. And of course, advanced higher education. So a bachelor's, a master's, a doctorate, that will also fulfill one of those experience electives. Then next, you would complete your CRB application after you've met those requirements. You'll attach a management resume, and we give a template for that. Essentially, it just outlines and verifies that you have some management experience. Now, our global designees pay a one-time lifetime designation fee. By contrast, US members remit $210 US every year for their designation renewal. So this is a one-time fee, and you don't have any recurring dues that you would need to pay for your CRB. And then, of course, you need to keep your international Realtor membership with NAR current as well. For the SRS designation, again, it's 4 steps, but a little bit different because the SRS is 1 course. So you complete your SRS course, you would complete the application, and we are actually getting ready to launch an online electronic version of that application for our global members to make it simplified for you to just type right there from the website. You would pay one-time designation fee, and again, there would be no recurring dues ever. By contrast, US designees pay $99 every year to keep their designation active. And then the same as with all the credentials, you must keep your international Realtor membership active with NAR. And now our 2 certifications. The first is the RENE, which is also the first and only negotiating credential that is recognized by the National Association of Realtors. This is a 2-day course if you take it in the classroom, so you would successfully complete that course. Again, you would complete your application online. You would pay one-time certification fee. Again, no other fees, no other dues ever, and then keep your IRM membership current. Our second certification is CRETS, and that is for teams or team leaders, or even those agents who are thinking of starting a team so that they know what is involved in that process. So there are a total of 4 different courses. You would choose any 3 that, again, are of interest to you or that you believe meet your professional development needs. After you complete those 3 courses, you would again complete your application, and one-time application fee for CRETS as well. You'll never pay any recurring dues ever again, and keep your IRM membership current. So those are some simplified steps of what is required to earn each of these credentials. And of course, our website will have more detailed information for you. Maria, I thought this would be a good place for you to talk about our instructors and the number of courses and students that take and earn each of these certifications on an annual basis.
Thank you, Jenny. Perfect. Hopefully I can talk now.
Yes, we're gonna highlight Slavica.
That's right.
As one of our
wow.
yes.
So we have about 120 instructors all over the world, and they have to meet certain requirements in order to get certified to teach our courses. And as you can see, Slavica has fulfilled all those requirements to teach the SRS designation and the RENE certification course.
Yes, thank you, Slavica.
Thank you all for giving me this opportunity. Please, I'm really happy because of this. Thank you.
So are we. Thank you.
We're happy to have you so you can spread this education in your country and elsewhere. So among some of those instructors, we have 3 that are Spanish speaking, 3 that teach in Romania, Moldova, Georgia, and obviously Serbia, and like I mentioned, Ukraine, and 2 new ones in Italy, and we have one that has been teaching our CRB courses in Dubai for many years now. Also, one that can teach in Chinese and has taught in Macau, I believe, and we have 7 instructors in Canada. They all teach various courses, but the majority of them teach the SRS, which is the baseline of instructor certification for us, and then RENE and CRB and CRETS, depending upon their specialty and their experience.
Exactly, and Maria, I just wanted to add there, you know, just to kind of highlight Slavica a little more, is we're, the Real Estate Business Institute follows a very strict process for instructors. So when you think of 120 instructors out of the possibilities that are out there, it really is an exclusive group of people. I was on a meeting before this one, and the comment was made by a member that you really have the who's who of instructors in the industry. So not anyone can just ask for our material and we allow them to teach it. We're very selective in who we certify. Slavisa is one of those instructors that we know every time he gets in front of a group of students, they're receiving an informed education and an optimal learning experience because Slavisa has met these requirements and he is committed to enhancing the professional development and professionalism of Realtor members. So it's a commitment that Slavisa made, and we're very proud to have Slavisa representing REBI in Serbia.
Absolutely. So like Jenny said, the requirements are stringent requirements. Not anyone can teach it. They have to earn the designation or the certification by taking the courses in the classroom, not online. It has to be a live course. Every year they have to maintain the standards for our ratings on the evaluations that are submitted from the students. And they have to teach the course that they're certified for, a minimum of one time every 18 months. Before they can get certified to teach SRS, they must also teach the counterpart of SRS, which is the NAR course, the ABR, the Accredited Buyer Representative Designation course. So they have experience in both sides, buyer representation and seller representation. And if they would like to teach the negotiating course, if they are eligible for that, they must first teach ABR and SRS. So having that experience combined with the buyer representation, the seller representation, and the negotiation is kind of what we call the trifecta for career advancement. It gives you everything that you need to get yourself going and to succeed in the real estate industry. You have the basic abilities right there with those three courses. And these are our figures from last year. As you can see, we did over 2,000 courses and to almost 10,000 students. That would be in the classroom and online, and it consisted of all of our courses. We're very, very proud of those numbers. And this year, even though the pandemic has hit, we thought that our numbers would decrease because of this. And it's completely different. We have had so many virtual courses offered that our numbers are probably going to match last year's, if not exceed last year. So very, very happy with those results.
Great, thank you so much. Now I'm going to just spend a little bit of time on an area that for sure Slavisa asked that we covered, and I think it's an important one, and that's why and how designations and certifications even get developed. There's a lot of reasons, but I tried to trim this down to what I think are the top 5, and looking at it through the optic of REBI when we decided to create the designations and certifications that we have. So why does the real estate industry even develop these? Well, one of the first reasons is that these the education fills a void that's in the industry on a particular topic, things that maybe licensing doesn't cover. There are also instances where license law, at least in the states, each state in the United States has their own license law. Sometimes it's very different than maybe the state next to them. But those changes can sometimes facilitate gaps and a need for training to make sure that brokers and agents understand those changes. And that is an important risk reduction tool for brokers and owners. There are also many changes, as you know. The real estate industry is always changing. It's developing. There are new practices and processes put into place, new ways of doing business. Like now, having to learn how to virtually meet with clients, how to virtually do presentations, virtual open houses. Those changes also provide opportunities for education to help realtors understand, navigate, and capitalize on those changes to continue to be successful and build their businesses even greater than they already are. The industry also has a lot of niche markets, niche specialties. And if you're familiar with some of the realtor family of credentials, you'll notice those. There are some realtors who specialize in resort and second home properties, some who specialize in commercial, property management, working with seniors, understanding pricing strategies, working with buyers, working with sellers, and on the list goes. So those niche specialties then have credentials created for advanced specialized training so that you can be an advocate for your buyer and seller clients. And also advanced professional training and meeting the requirements to earn designations and certifications really enhances the professionalism of the real estate profession and you as a real estate agent. That's the why. Now let's look at what actually is involved to create these. So it's not like, on one meeting we say, hey, let's create a certification for negotiating and, we throw a course together and we put it out there. Because we are an affiliate of the National Association of Realtors and we hold ourselves to high standards as well, there is a very specific process involved and required in order to launch a certification or a designation program. These are really in no particular order, but the first thing here in the United States, and I'm sure even in your home countries, you have to do a trademark search. Just because you came up with a great name for something doesn't mean that legally you would be able to use it. I'll use RE&E as an example. Obviously, RE&E was not the first name that we came up with. It wasn't even the 10th name, but all of the things we wanted to call it were already taken. So there's that process as well. The next step is you have to identify a core group of subject matter experts. Many times these are pulled from our own group of instructors or other field experts in the industry so that we can create the proper curriculum required to earn those credentials. After we have a course together and we think that we're almost there, they're always a first draft. So we field test these and we'll do a beta test of a course with an actual class of real estate professionals to get feedback, to make sure that we're hitting the mark on the needs that they have for an educational experience. Then we'll go back and make any changes that we deem necessary before we launch it live and our different course providers around the world then bring that course to you. The designations and certifications in the Realtor family also have to be approved by the NAR Board of Directors before you can officially launch them. So after our Board of Directors approves them, they go before the NAR Board of Directors for final approval. And then after everything is approved, we obviously need qualified instructors to deliver these programs to real estate professionals around the globe. So we identify lists of instructors that we know would deliver these courses at a high level, and we do virtual train the trainers. So we'll gather all of our trainers on a Zoom meeting just like this, and several of the course authors or one of the course authors will go through the course with the trainers, and they'll do what we call a train the trainer for those. So that's kind of the why and how. But there's also the what's in it for you. You're the one earning these. So in addition to just being able to put those letters after your name or use the logo on your materials, I kind of came up with what I think are the top 8 reasons why a real estate professional should earn a designation or a certification. First of all, it demonstrates that you are committed to the profession that you're in. You're committed to the real estate industry. So not only to the clients that you work with does it demonstrate that, but also to your peers. And raising the bar on professionalism is certainly an important objective that we all share in the realtor family. I'm sure some of you have worked with agents on the other side where you're ready to pull your hair out and you can't wait to get the transaction over. You're doing all the work. So the more people, the more agents that we can, get educated, advanced levels of education, it certainly is good for the industry. And that leads right into that it does enhance the image of the real estate profession. There was a survey done not that long ago on different careers and the perception that consumers have of those professions. A lot of times consumers lump everybody who's in some sort of a sales position into the same boat and may say, well, they're right up there with like a car salesman. But in REBI, we like to say that all of you are not in sales. You're really not in sales. You are in service. You are in a service profession. The sale is the byproduct, but you are in service. Credentials also reflect your own advanced professional achievement, similar to if you earned an advanced degree. So it is a reflection of your commitment to your profession as well. Next, the education that you receive in these credentialing courses just naturally help build your confidence and your credibility. There are standards in those courses. Realtors are held to a high level of ethics as well. And so earning those credentials, it does give you a boost in your confidence to go out there and represent your buyers and sellers. And it also lends an air of credibility to you as a real estate professional. And that gives you a defining competitive edge against other agents in the marketplace who haven't made that investment like you have. It also can improve your business building opportunities. Who wouldn't want more business to increase their earning potential? And some of the skills, the resources, and the tactics that you use in these courses that you can literally leave the classroom and apply in your business right away are going to help you better represent and be an advocate for your buyer and seller clients. That in turn is going to help you make more money. And it's going to separate you from the competition. That really leads right into positioning you to grow your business as well. Whatever you choose to specialize in, you may find that you've been working with buyers, and now to really grow your business, you really need to start concentrating on working with sellers as well, or vice versa. So those skill sets and that knowledge is going to help you position yourself for more earning potential, but also picking up skills that will help you move through these transactions, perhaps with more knowledge and at a faster pace, which will allow you time to focus on other things like a plan to grow your business. So that's kind of some of the what's in it for you, the reasons why realtors earn designations and certifications. For REBI, like I said, for the designations, the CRB and the SRS, there is also ongoing member benefits that we deliver. There are more here than really to spend the time on this webinar for. Our website will again outline some of those, but just a few of the highlights for you of some of the benefits that our designees receive. We do a free monthly webinar on a current topic with an industry leader expert on those topics. They are recorded so that even if somebody misses it because they're busy with work, they have on-demand access to the entire library of those recorded webinars at any time. I know Slavisa has been on several of ours this past month because we actually did quite a few during COVID on some topics to help our members navigate their business during these times. And I'm sure he can attest to the quality of the speakers that we have doing those. We also do a monthly electronic newsletter called eConnections with any updates for our members, information, resources to share, keeping them connected to REBI. Also, we developed promotional flyers that our designees can use. So you can download, there are several different design options you can choose from, but these are great flyers that highlight why someone should work with an SRS. You could put this in your listing presentation packet when you're working with a potential seller to try and get that listing. You can email it, you can post it on your website. So it demonstrates to the consumer why working with someone who has the SRS designation is going to benefit them over someone who doesn't. And then on the CRB side, because the CRB designation is for brokers and managers, it really isn't a consumer-facing designation, but it allows the broker and manager to demonstrate to agents why they should work in an office that is managed or owned by someone with the CRB designation. So that designation is more one that is geared toward agents to be used for recruiting, retention of agents, things of that nature. Then we also have a bi-monthly digital magazine called Real Estate Business. On the screen there is the cover of our most recent issue, our May-June issue, which is packed with 2 feature articles, standing columns. Every issue has an office meeting ID in the back, so it's a terrific resource. You don't have to be a member to get a copy of it. You could go on our website right now and subscribe for free because it's a digital magazine. It's in a flip book and you can read it every month, and the archives are also available of past issues, but the past issues, the archives are available for members only. Then we also have all of our designees, whether you've earned a designation or a certification. We have an online directory that you can use for networking, referrals. You can populate your own member profile with a photo, areas you specialize in, a resume, and really be featured in that regard. One thing that we do have that's unique is called The Source, and those are private virtual communities. So the best way to describe it is they're like private Facebook groups, but not on Facebook. This way we can control that only CRB and SRS designees are in these groups, not people outside who aren't, and to make sure that they're really used for information sharing, helping each other out, networking with each other, and not filled with ads or other miscellaneous conversation that has no value. We are getting ready to launch, probably within the next month, a new referral community that will include all of our global partners. So you'll be able to search and generate referrals based on a wide variety of criteria, based on geographic location, languages spoken, specialty areas that you have. So that will be launching pretty soon as an add-on to the virtual communities that we already have in place. And just a small item, but we've received a lot of great feedback on it, especially because we're all on the Zoom screens very regularly now, is we created custom Zoom backgrounds, a variety of options that our SRS and CRB designees can download in the Member Center and use them as a backdrop when they are on professional presentations, whether you're working with clients, another agent, or something else. Sometimes we all don't have a room that maybe is conducive to a professional environment at the time, and you can put one of these up, and it also reinforces your professional credential that you earned. A client may say, oh, what's the SRS? Again, gives you an opportunity to highlight the advanced professional development and skill set that you have. We also have a designee video, why work with an SRS? Just a very short, like minute video. You can embed it on your website. You can link to it. Just another way to help promote the value of working with someone who has earned the SRS designation. And then we've also created a variety of social media posts that are ready to go. You download the image. We've even written a series of suggested texts that you can cut and paste, post those to Facebook, Instagram, things like that. And then we have a couple of products that are in the REBI store, buyer and seller listing, counseling presentations, and the office policy manual. That one probably has more application US because of different federal laws that we have. but the buyer and seller presentations are for anyone working with buyers and sellers. They're kind of like your strategy presentations to secure the buyer agreement, to secure the listing agreement with a seller. Those help. And then a more deep dive into what I've presented here is in our REBI brochure. That is on our website. It can be downloaded as a PDF. It's there in a flip book, and you can literally just flip through it right there on your screen at rebinstitute.com. And other than that, I'm sure Slavisa maybe is going to have a question or two for us, but that is a brief overview of REBI and the credentialing programs that we confer and the value that those bring to you as a real estate practitioner.
Well, thank you, Jeannie. Thank you, Maria. It looks great and comprehensive, covering all the topics and many things that I wanted to ask already you answered. But I would pay attention of how the one program is developed, how long it takes to develop one program that will be acceptable for the industry, because it is the big industry, and you developed a program that were not previously available.
Yes, so I'll give the example of our the most recent credential that we launched in 2016, which was the RENE certificate. So that involved one course. It is a 2-day course. So just the course writing alone, again, it does depend who you work with, the subject matter experts, because a lot of them they're working, they're real estate professionals, so they're also helping write a course in free time. So that can take longer or shorter. But I'm going to say 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks on a course draft. And that would be on the short end. It could be a couple months. And then beta testing it. So start to finish, it's a good 6 to 8 months, in some cases a year, to launch a new credential the right way.
But you are speaking now about just one part of the development of the program, and that is when, I suppose, this is about when the people that were instructors come together to create a program.
Correct.
But
yes.
The things start a lot before that, when somebody get idea to have such a program and to do research.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. That's why kind of from start to finish, approval process to launch, I'd say, 6 months would be pushing it, but I would say 8 months may be the average, and up to a year. Because even some of the front end stuff takes the longest. Your trademark search, coming up with a name that you can use, designing how somebody earns it, what the curriculum could look like before you even begin the writing of the program. And all of those are important steps, because you get one shot in the industry. You push a course out there or a credentialing program that's not ready just because you were in a hurry and it falls flat, you're not going to get the respect or the interest of those students back again. So you need to do it right on the front end, or you're doing it for the wrong reason.
Yeah, and another way to secure the value of the program is the obtaining the people that are leaders in industry, as you said, that
Correct.
understand this topic and this knowledge that they have to give, and you collect that people to bring the program, to create it.
Exactly. You definitely want industry leaders and experts in their field. That is a way to ensure that the curriculum that you're delivering is filled with best practices. It's also important that there's a balance in these courses between what I'll say can be very academic in nature, so more textbooky lecture, and real world field experience, because that is what a student needs to leave that class with. They need to see the best practices. They need to see those skills and tools that when they go home from that class, they can implement in their business right away. If the courses are too ethereal or too academic, it's hard to be able to apply those practices right away to your business. So we're very cognizant when we develop our curriculum that it has the appropriate balance. Some topics maybe do require a little more academic focus only on maybe certain aspects of business. Because there are, business topics in there. But then you need to follow that up with best practices. And so we integrate a lot of case studies in our courses that become exercises in that course where students do them, some of them independently in the course, and then they share, or we put them in teams a lot. So they're working through these actual case studies that are real world experiences. Many, if not all of these cases that are developed are actually from one of the subject matter experts from an actual real estate experience that they had. So there's real industry application in these as well.
I can say that my experience, and one of the things that attracts me to these courses is exactly what you were telling now, that this is a balance between the knowledge that has to be given and the experience results. So first time I was in the class was with Ginny Field, with this instructor, and she moved us all around. She asked include our participation, and we were very active. So
Yeah.
we were able to share the experience, and it's not only instructor. What was most interesting was what the other students say.
Correct.
In the classroom. So that was one of the things that attracts me, and I think it helps me when I try to do that in the class with my students. It helped me to keep that attention.
Yes.
Involving in the program.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you can't just lecture, right? If I knew I was going to sit somewhere for 2 days and somebody was just going to talk at me and not involve me, I would probably think twice about spending my time that way, because then I could just take the course on a computer screen. But when I'm involved with my fellow colleagues in the room and I'm learning from them and I'm interacting and, putting into practice some of the things I just learned earlier in the day, now suddenly what I'm learning resonates with me and I see how it really can make a difference. So I think balancing listening and sharing and participating is important in anything we do, but particularly in education.
Exactly.
This atmosphere in the class also brings us the possibility to see how much we are different and how much we can share the experiences on the similar way. You said that these courses of REBI are present in about 9 countries or something like that. Mm-hmm. And these are different countries. What do people say from there? Do they say this is something only for United States, or it can be useful in other countries too?
Yes, thank you for that question, Slavisa. It's a good one. And our experience has been that all of the different global partners that we have are very interested in the education as it is. They're not interested in necessarily changing it to fit their country, because they're interested in the practices the way they exist. And for the most part, other than, I'm going to say, areas where we talk about license law, which would be US specific, a country then will just insert maybe what is a law in their town or their city or country. The code of ethics is something that even the Realtor Code of Ethics is something that all of our Realtor Global partners subscribe to. So all of the areas of our courses that address the code of ethics and standards of practices of realtors has application everywhere. The other, I think, feature of our course topics is that whether you're doing business in the United States or you're doing business in Serbia, other than probably local customs or practices or perhaps local laws that we each have, those would be the differences. At the end of the day, that transaction is the same in each country. Every real estate professional has very similar goals for their business. They want to grow their business. They want to understand how to work with buyer and seller clients better. They want to raise their professional edge to help them make more money. So those things don't change no matter where you operate in the country. And so we have found that the feedback on the curriculum, no matter where it's delivered, has rated just as high, if not higher, by our global students than even our US students. So once they take it and get a taste of it, same with kind of a US student who sometimes, you know, goes kicking and screaming to a course, and then after they leave, they say, oh my God, I should have taken this, you know, years ago and saved myself some trouble. So I think that the curriculum is universal in its appeal to help real estate professionals improve and grow. And I don't think that borders matter at all when it comes to that.
Correct. I think the skill sets that are offered are of value to everyone anywhere.
Yeah. Do you include the people, the industry from out of United States when you create the courses, as to hear more, for example, the experiences and maybe such a differences in, I don't know, whatever, the laws, the practice, and etc., as you could make the courses more acceptable internationally?
Yeah, so there's a few of them where they do need to be adapted a little bit. And obviously, since the majority of our market is US, we have our baseline course, but then we work with the individual global partners to allow them to customize that content to fit their local real estate practices. So I'll give one example, and that is with the SRS course and our partners in Canada. They have what we call a Canadian version of the SRS. And that is because instead of license laws, they have provincial laws there that deal with their real estate licensing. And with the code of ethics, there's their code of ethics. So they just substitute those parts of the course. How big of a part is that? It's not very much. I mean, there's probably 10%. We worked with a couple of our instructors who teach in Canada to help with that, and probably less than 10% of that course needed to actually be changed to work there. In other countries where the course is being delivered, some of them choose not to change it at all. Some of the rationale for that is they're working in their countries to get more standards in place for licensing. You know, we've heard there's no real estate license required here. Anybody who has a phone and a computer essentially can sell real estate. So they like to deliver our courses the way they are to try and reinforce the need maybe to create higher standards to license real estate professionals. So any country that wants to modify the content to fit the local real estate practices, we always are open to working with them to allow that to make the material resonate with their students.
Well, Ginny, we would like to see you more, because can you stop sharing the screen?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. That's for the end. Well, actually, I was someone that was learning the course and teaching the course and doing in some other country. Actually, my personal experience is that there are not so much differences.
Right.
So, for example, our code of ethics of our organization was accepted by NAR without any objections.
Right.
So this is I think this proves that experience of real estate agent that is working between the seller and buyer, trying to do the
Right.
business on the best way, is something similar in most of the countries. So actually, I don't see so much differences, but there are, for example, in habits our people like to have a manual that has more information than you like to do that, for
Yes.
example. So, so this is one of the differences, and there are a few differences in the law,
Right.
where, of course, I accept that my duty as instructor is to speak about that, having in mind that NAR Code of Ethics is always telling that you should respect your law at first, and then everything else. So then we just explain as the instructor these differences that you have to take in your account and in mind, that these differences, and then when we go far from that, then we see we are in the same business everywhere.
Exactly. Yeah, like we talk about in the SRS levy, so it's, you know, when you're working with your client, it's what you can and can't do by license law, what you will or won't do by office policy, and what you can and cannot do by the Code of Ethics. So those are sort of the, you know, the barometer by which a real estate professional operates. So, and it's important to communicate and educate your client to those things so that they understand the process as well. And not everyone can do that, you know, with clients. So
And again, this we don't have another so standardized knowledge in the world, as far as I know, that is accepted so widely, not only in the United States, but more and more accepted, as I see my colleagues in Romania are doing very often that, and apply that very successfully, the knowledge they get from through the courses, colleagues from Bulgaria, from Greece, from Ukraine.
right.
So I just take in mind, I will start learning Chinese, because there is only one Chinese instructor for
Yeah.
1 billion of people. Maybe that is opportunity to,
Yeah.
to track them. Okay.
Yeah.
And I will emphasize what you say. You are not in sales. You are in service with this business. And that is another point that is the same for all of us.
Yes.
At the end of this conversation, I will thank you for representing all these things about designation and certifications, and showing up that difference between certification and designation, that we get more things with designations that we can use. Will that things, for example, flyers, etc., these brochures, be available in some format as we could translate it to our languages?
Yes, absolutely. We have had those requests, and we would be happy to do that.
Okay, thank you. Then now take it official. I'm asking for that in Serbian. I will translate
I'm seeing
as
on
the other
Facebook
material.
Live. Yes, Facebook Live will let you do it.
Yes. Okay. So I have witnesses now.
Yes.
Ladies, thank you very much for taking your time, answering my invitation to share with the people, mostly the people that are not from United States, showing that this knowledge and designations are maybe in many countries the only knowledge that with a huge experience behind, that we can take and learn from to do our business more successfully. Because
Yes.
in many countries, there are still not official education for real estate agents and brokers. So we have to lay on what is available, and not only available, that very good one,
Yeah.
laying on the experience of more than 100 years of the people that are doing that in the United States.
Yes. Well, Slavica, thank you for the invitation. It was our honor, and you are a friend of REBI. You have always been a strong supporter of our programs, and we're very proud that you are the face of REBI in Serbia. And hopefully when we're all able to move about in the world again with air travel, we look forward to the opportunity to coming to Serbia to be with you and other real estate professionals in your organization.
And I echo that.
Maybe the first opportunity after COVID to have a real estate event will be our conference Learn to Succeed that was moved to the end of September. It seems like, I wouldn't say so early, but it seems like we will go out of this trouble since till then. And I invite you officially to come to Serbia to the conference Learn to Succeed. And for the end, I would ask you for some almost exclusive information, and that is about some new course that you created.
Yes, 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 definitely. All right. Well, thank you so much.
No,
And
No, he wants information about the Right
that's
Start.
it.
He wants us
That's
to
Oh,
not
talk.
exclusive. That's something new.
so I just last week, Slaviso was on a private webinar that we did with course providers to debut a brand new program that we have. It's not a certification or a designation. There'll be a certificate of completion, and it's for new agents. So individuals just entering the business, or even for agents who maybe were part-time and now they kind of want to move into it full-time, or some that just feel they need to, brush up their skill set. It's called the Right Start. And there are 3 parts to it. Part 1 is building your business and demonstrating your value. Part 2 is working with buyers and building your buyer side business. And part 3 is then working with sellers and overcoming seller objections and building your listing side business. The courses are 3 standalone. If you were to take them in the classroom, they're 1 day each, but they lend themselves to virtual delivery like Zoom meeting perfectly. So we see a lot of Zoom deliveries of these. They can be taken, obviously we recommend that someone takes all 3, but they don't have to be delivered all right in a row. And so the Right Start program officially launched, and we have a lot of the different state associations here in the US getting ready to offer that to their new licensees coming in. And it's a terrific program, and we're excited to be able to launch it. So eventually we'll put it online. But for now, we think especially for a new agent, having the guidance of a live instructor has a lot more value than a self-study format for them, or maybe if they don't understand something or they misunderstand it, it's not as beneficial. So I think a virtual and a classroom delivery of that program is going to be terrific. And I'm sure there are a lot of new agent training programs out there, but we think the Right Start is a terrific baseline opportunity to get agents up and running so that they can start making money and start off the right way with an understanding of professionalism, adherence to the code of ethics, and proper ways to grow their business. The benefit to a broker or manager is, think about it. If you've got new agents properly trained doing business the correct way, that's a huge risk management advantage for you. And that's going to save the broker money too, that they may spend, having to pay for the mistakes of new agents who haven't been properly trained. So it's a terrific place for a broker to send their new licensees for onboarding and know that they'll come back trained properly. And that's important. So
thank you for that, because I wouldn't like to miss that. I was surprised about this program, and I can tell you I was very happy that you bring it, because it was the part that is missing in the puzzle of education, how to start. So now I could suggest to the people that would like to succeed in the real estate business, not to lay on to be born on that. They can create themselves to be successful, and for that the Right Start is to get a course, the Right Start, go
correct.
to ABR, go to SRS, go to RNE, and go to CRB, and then you are successful agent and broker in this business. And we are here to help you in that, to help you pass this way, to be more successful with each of these classes, with each of these steps. And REBI is the big support and big advantage to have you here in our way to success in real estate industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Lisa, and thank you, Susanna.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.